The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
It's coming.
All these voices. All these voices.
They're not yours. You had no right to them when you were alive, and you have no right to them when you're dead. That's what it sounded like. Good, you know who I am. And you know I'm not playing. You're going to let those women go. In Jesus' name, you're going to let those women go.
Is there a demon here watching us right now? Or just watching us right now?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Staring into the Abyss. I am your host, horror author James Hershey Jr., and with me, as always, my co-host, old boy James Ash. How you doing, brother?
What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a good fucking evening. Just so people know, this is going to be more of a adult talking now language. If it offends you, you probably don't want to watch this show, especially this one. We're giving you guys a warning, so I hope you have a good day, guys, and we love you.
Okay, so as you have just heard, Staring is now more of an uncensored program. That being said, all that really means is that if old boy slips up and says a curse word, it's not the end of the world. We're not going to be talking about nasty, raunchy stuff, really. I mean, it's not going to be a terrible, terrible thing. It just means that if a curse word flies here or there, it is what it is. So, on to tonight's episode. Tonight we had a completely different episode planned for you, actually. We were going to do an episode on the future of energy in the world. We're going to talk about solar and wind and nuclear and gas and everything. And we're going to go in depth and really break it down and figure out what the real facts are about these things. Because there's a lot of BS that gets spewed. That was what we were going to do tonight. But right before we got ready to shoot the show, it comes out, and it's all over the news. I mean, it's everywhere. And it comes out that this Air Force whistleblower comes out and claims that not only do UFOs exist, and that they are from another planet, but that the government actually has a bunch. That there's a whole program dedicated to retrieving crashed UFOs, and that they have retrieved many, many crashed UFOs along with the pilots who were in them. And that this has been going on since around the 40s. So that would be right around Roswell time. So that hits the news. So as you can imagine, that pretty much takes precedence over talking about the future of energy. Because we are on a paranormal network after all. So if something big like that happens, we're going to cover it. So, let's get into this one. Now before I start, a few warnings. One, like I said, Staring is now uncensored. So what that means is you might hear a curse word or two in this episode. And from now on Staring. If that's something that bothers you, just be warned that that's going to happen. It's not going to be Howard Stern show or something. It's not going to be filthy sex talk and just nasty. But there might be some adult language here or there. So be warned of that. Also be warned that we are talking about UFOs. We are talking about a government agency. So we have to talk about the government. So you might hear terms like Democrat. Might happen. Okay? Be warned. So if you're going to cry about it and get all upset, be gone. You are warned ahead of time. Okay? I have to put out those warnings because there are people that cannot handle hearing things that they don't like, that they don't agree with, and their hair catches on fire, they start crying, they pee their pants, and they run away. I don't know why that is. I don't know how we ended up this way as a country. It is what it is. But be warned, that's going to happen in this show. This isn't a political show. We're not going to be talking politics. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, right? Arguing back and forth politics, it's not what we do. But you will occasionally hear a word you may not like. That's the basic point here. So if you are so intellectually bankrupt that you can't handle that, you're warned ahead of time. You're free to click off. If you want to hear an in-depth, good conversation, then let's get it going. So, let me break this down for you, basically what this is. This dude, David Dosh, he's like a ex-Air Force, and I believe he's a member of the UAP task force as well. And he comes out as a whistleblower, and he starts talking about the fact that the government has a program dedicated to retrieving crashed UFOs, and that they are trying to reverse engineer the wreckage that they found, and that they have multiple spacecraft, right? That's not the word he would really use, the spacecraft. He said something like technological vehicles or something like that. So basically, it sounds like it's not necessarily a spaceship, but some sort of equipment that these things are using, some kind of craft that they're hanging out in. And that they have the aliens as well. He said it's been going on for like 80 years, I think he said. So that's right around the time of Roswell. That's where it puts us, right in that time frame. So that means that a lot of that stuff could just have been proven to be true, if what this dude is saying is true. Okay? Now, I say if, and this is going to piss off a lot of those UFO people, right? The people that are way deep into it. I say if because there's a couple problems here. They're not deal breakers. Okay? When I say a couple problems, I don't mean this guy's lying. I don't know. I don't know if he's lying or if he's telling the truth. He's saying that the UAP task force was not made aware of these programs, was not made aware that the government possessed these UFOs, or that they possessed the aliens who were piloting the UFOs. This is what the gentleman says. That's one problem, okay? Now, as I list these problems, I will go into an explanation and it kind of explain them. So we'll do them one by one, so we kind of can keep track of where we are and we don't miss anything. The problem with that is, why the hell would you be? I understand maybe you're the UAP task force. I understand that you're a congressional thing that's just supposed to be looking into this. I get that. But a program like that has got the top level of security, right? It's top level security clearance. That is as top secret as it gets. Now, I want to explain to those who don't know or who haven't heard me explain this before. The way it works in the military is if, say there's something you want to know, right? You have to have the proper level security clearance in order to be privy to that information, okay? A lot of people think that's where it stops. They think if I have a top secret clearance, then anything top secret or below I should be able to look at. That's what the general public thinks. That's not how it works. You could have a Q level clearance, top clearance, right? High as it gets. And there could be something 3 rungs below that by all rights you should be able to know because you have over the proper security clearance to look at that information. You still wouldn't be allowed to look at it unless you have a need to know. Okay? Need to know is very important understanding this point. What that means is if there's no reason that you need to be looking at it, right? You're not part of the program. You're not dealing with the program in any way. So there's no reason why you should have to look at that information. That means you don't have a need to know. So you're not going to be what's called read in to that program. That's made aware of it, and they're not going to explain to you what it is, even if it exists. Even though you have the proper clearance, because you don't have a need to know. Okay, so even though this is a task force set up by Congress to look into UFOs, you would say, well, doesn't that mean they would have a need to know? In a general sense, of course. But as far as that particular program goes, no, they don't have the need to know. They're not working on that program. They have nothing to do with that. Just because you want to know the information doesn't give you a need to know. So they wouldn't be read in. So a lot of people are making a big deal out of that part of it. That, oh my God, even the UAP task force, they weren't read into that. They didn't know about it. They were trying to hide it from them. Well, that's how security works, man. That's how top secret stuff works. Nobody knows it unless you have a need to know. It's not something that is talked about outside of the program. So of course they won't have the need to know. They don't know about it. Not a big deal. That's standard. That's how it works. So I don't see anything there. Secondly, during the interview that this gentleman gave on the news, he talked about all of these things, and they sounded pretty fantastic, right? I mean, for a lot of you people that are way into UFOs, you're like, man, we've been waiting for this forever. It's like the Holy Grail. This is great. A couple problems I saw in it. One, no evidence. He said he had evidence, but we weren't allowed to look at it. He wasn't going to show it to us. And then he went on to talk about how all of these people came to him and were telling him things. So what he's describing there is not firsthand experience. What he's describing is something somebody else told him. So it's a secondhand account. Why can't we see it? He's already screwing up by coming public with it. If it's a top secret program, he's already put himself in jeopardy because he's speaking about it publicly. So he's already in trouble. So if you have the evidence, why not show it to the public? Now, there's another side of that, a flip side to that coin. He claims that they supplied him with documents and with photographs that proved what they were saying. That's what the dude says. Once again, wouldn't show us, right? We can't see it. He wouldn't show the news people nothing. Not allowed. Okay. But he did say he gave it to the Inspector General. And the Inspector General says that it's serious, that he's taking it very seriously, and he's going to be investigating it, right? So that leads you to believe, oh man, that must be real. I mean, this dude says he has the evidence. Now, we can't see it, but he showed it to this dude, and this dude over here says, oh, look at me, I'm the Inspector General guy. I'm going to say yes, it's serious. We're looking into it. Okay. So what that's supposed to do is make normal people that don't have any experience in it think, oh my God, this is real. Now, once again, not saying it's not real. I don't know. Just breaking it down for you a little bit here. Maybe you look at it a different way, think about it a different way. So in order for you to believe that what this gentleman is saying is the truth, a couple things need to take place. One, you need to believe that he is telling the truth. Two, you have to believe that this evidence, it actually exists. He claims he gave it to the Inspector General. The Inspector General claims that it's serious and that he's taken it seriously and that, wow, this is a big deal, right? Now, this is where we're going to have to get into the government a little bit here. So for some of you, this is where you might get a little scared. Relax. Not a rant. Calm yourselves. Do you trust what the government is telling you here? Keep in mind, these are the same people that have been lying to you since the 40s about this exact subject. They've been lying this entire time. Do you believe them now? That they're telling you the truth? A lot of times, see, government and politicians are a lot like magicians, okay? Illusionists, like a David Blaine or a Chris Angel, somebody like that. When they want to do something with this hand, they have something shiny in this hand. So while they're doing what everything they're over here doing they're not supposed to be doing, they're going, hey, look at this. This is shiny. Look at this. Pay attention over to this hand so you don't see what this hand is doing. Right? That's what they do. They're sneaky bastards. Now think about who's running the government right now. Do you trust these people? Has almost anything that they've told you in the last 3 years been true? Anything? We can go through the list if you'd like. They told you mass work, they don't. They told you it came from a wet market, came from the lab. They told you the jab will save you, it don't. Remember the Border Patrol guy, the whip thing? The noose? We can keep going. I mean, all day long. All they do is lie. They lie, and the news lies. Both of those institutions, the government and the news, has told you all these things. We now know, 100% factual, all of them are lies. Here's a little side project for you, in case you've never seen it. Go onto the internet. I would choose DuckDuckGo because they don't censor your results. But go onto a search engine and type in Operation Mockingbird. See what that brings you. What that was a government program, a CIA program, where the intelligence agency works with the press to spread propaganda and lies to get you, the American people, to believe whatever BS narrative they're pushing. There are documents that you can look at that prove exactly what these people are doing. Okay? So if you believe the government is telling you the truth, even after all of this evidence of them lying to us over and over and over again, if you believe that, then I guess you're going to believe everything they're saying about this case. But if you got even a little bit of doubt because of all the lies they've told you, of whether or not what they're telling you might be the truth, then that warrants digging a little deeper, doesn't it? Remember I told you they're doing something with this hand, shiny, shiny with this hand. So you look over here, not over here, right? What is going on that they're trying to distract you from? Now, I'm not going to go into what's going on because that gets over into that sketchy territory I get in trouble for. But you answer that question for yourself. What kind of scandals, what kind of things are happening that will make the people in power look bad that they want to distract you from? You figure that out, and then you understand the motivation behind the distraction. Now, that being said, I am not saying that this information is not true. I'm not saying that this guy's lying. I'm not saying aliens don't exist. I'm not saying that we haven't been retrieving downed UFOs and their pilots. I happen to believe that we have. There's a lot of evidence throughout the years that, in my mind, unequivocally proves that not only do aliens exist, but that we have them. That we have their craft. I believe it did start back in Roswell. There wasn't no way in hell that was a weather balloon. That's nonsense. A weather balloon that when you take the material from that weather balloon and crumple it up in your hand, and you open your hand back up, automatically it pops back to its normal shape without even a wrinkle? We can't do that now. We don't have material now that is capable of doing that. How the hell did they do that in the 40s? I've talked about on this show before this exact program that they're talking about, where they go out and they get these craft when they've crashed, and they try to reverse engineer the pieces. It was run out of a small office in the Pentagon. I've talked about this in the past on these shows. Years ago. So I'm not saying that this doesn't exist, okay? I'm not saying that it's BS. I think it's true. What I'm saying is, why now? Why are they putting it out now? And you might say, well, James, they're not putting it out. It's a whistleblower. He came out all on his own and did a newscast and talked about it. Okay, but why is it on every damn channel? If it's something that the government doesn't want you to talk about, that they're trying to keep secret, why the hell is it on every channel? We've already established that the media is working with the government. Think about the mask, the jab, all that stuff I talked about. What happened if you tried to come forward and tell the truth about that? You all know what happened. YouTube channel nuked. Shadow banned. Happened to us. We took a major hit on all that stuff when we started telling the truth about things. They knocked the hell out of this channel. It still hasn't recovered. Facebook, Twitter, 30-day bans, kicked off. That's what happened. They censored the ever-loving hell out of it. You weren't allowed to talk about it. If you talked about it, as soon as you put it up, that post was taken down, and you were given a ban. That's how they've handled all of this, dude. Throughout this whole damn thing, that's how they've handled it. Whenever you talk about something the government doesn't want you to talk about, you get banned. Your account gets taken away. They silence it. They lie, they silence. Lie, silence. Lie, silence. Intimidate. That's what they do. Keep that in mind. You all know that's true. I don't give a damn who you vote for. I don't give a damn any of that. You know that's true. Now, keep that in mind. You know that's true. Here's some information that the government has been lying about and keeping secret since the 1940s. Do you honestly believe that they would just allow this dude to come walk into some studio somewhere in some little rinky-dink newscast that isn't some major thing and tell all of this, and then allow CNN, Fox News, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, all of the newspapers, all this stuff? Do you believe all of those swamp creatures, right? All those people that are working with the damn government and lying to you and censoring you, all of those people, do you think that they would allow this information on their platforms constantly? That's all people are talking about. Everywhere I look, that's what people are talking about. Do you believe that if it was something that the government didn't want you to know, it would be everywhere you look? You got to admit the logic there, man. You know damn well that if they were trying to suppress this or hide this, you wouldn't be allowed to talk about it. And if you did, you'd be sitting in Facebook jail again. You'd have your channel nuked. You'd have your damn Instagram taken down. You'd have your Twitter account nuked. That's what they've done before. That's what they always do. There's no way in hell everybody would be talking about it. No way. If it's something they didn't want you to talk about. Okay, so, with that bit of information, now that we know that the government is allowing this to happen, why? Why all of a sudden are they allowing this information that they've been keeping secret and lying about since the 1940s? Why are they all of a sudden allowing it everywhere? Pushing it. You might as well say they're pushing it. Because by allowing all these places to cover it, without bans, without censoring, without any of that, what that does is make it catch fire. And it goes everywhere and it becomes viral as hell and everybody wants to talk about it. That serves their purposes. That makes the shiny thing a hell of a lot shinier, don't it? And this thing over here that they're trying to distract you from, you're not going to be looking at this anymore. Because everybody's talking about this. You get it yet? So do I believe, let's sum this one up here. Do I believe UFOs exist? We'll go through a whole gamut of these questions here and we'll answer them. Yes. 100% I believe UFOs exist. Do I believe that our government has UFOs? Do I believe that they have retrieved or recovered UFO crash sites, brought the wreckage back, and even the aliens that were in the wreckage back? Do I believe that? 100% yes. Absolutely I believe it. And there's a lot of evidence that backs it up too. Do I believe that the UAP task force was not informed about this government program? Of course. Like I covered, why the hell would they be? Just because you're going to do a congressional task force on something doesn't mean that all these top secret programs are going to say, hey, guys, I know that you can't keep anything secret and all you do is run your damn mouth and leak stuff, but how about, since you started this task force up, how about I just tell you all about this top secret crap that we've been keeping secret since the 1940s? That we've literally destroyed people's lives and probably killed people to keep quiet. But why don't I just tell you, because you're not going to tell anybody, right? It's not like you leak all the damn time. Do you honestly believe that? Do you think that they would just come forward and say, hey, over here, we're doing shady shit over here. You're not allowed to look at it. But we're going to tell you because you're important people? No. Doesn't work that way, man. Doesn't work that way. So of course I believe that they weren't informed. Why the hell should they be informed? Do I believe... Here's a good one. Here's a good one. And here's one I want y'all to ask yourselves too. Do I believe that things should be classified in the first place? I mean, we are supposed to be a government of the people, for the people, by the people, right? We the people. It says it right there in our founding documents. We the people, the United States of America. We are in charge. That's the way it's supposed to be. So do I believe that there should be classified stuff? We should be allowed to look at everything, right? That's a tough one. In theory, I would say, well, we should have the right to look at everything because we're the ones that run the government, supposedly. But we run into an issue there. The problem is our government is always doing shady stuff. They're doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. Stuff that could get people in trouble and get people killed. And start wars, to be honest with you. So there has to be a certain level of classification for our national security to keep us safe. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but that's just the truth of it. Now, in a perfect world, our government wouldn't be doing shady stuff like that, and it wouldn't be an issue. But that's not the world we live in. They're a bunch of dirty bastards, and they're doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. So there has to be a certain level of classification. Do I like that? No, I don't. But that's the reality of it. Do I believe that this information is true, but the timing of releasing it, the reason it's being allowed to be released, is to distract from other scandals that are starting to break? Yes, I absolutely believe that too. That's just what they do. And I think anybody that is trying to think of how to say this in a diplomatic way that will not get me in trouble. Anybody who is intellectually honest would agree with that. That no matter who's in charge, one side or the other, whoever's running stuff at the time, if they're up to no good and they got stuff that they've done or that they are doing that they ain't supposed to be doing, and they could get in trouble for it, and it could ruin their career and it could make them look bad in the eyes of the public, they're going to try to distract you to make you not look at that. They're going to try to spin it, and they're going to try to distract you so that you don't even notice it. That's why they release stuff like on Friday afternoon at the end of the day. Because they know that during the weekend, the news cycle isn't really running like it's supposed to be running, and that information is not going to get out very far. And by Monday, something else has already happened, so they're moving on. You know what I mean? That's why they do things like that. And notice I said whoever's in charge, because Here's the bottom line, and this is what a lot of you people don't understand yet. A lot of people look at me and they think that I'm some kind of Republican guy, you know what I mean? I am a conservative, yes. I am a constitutional person. I believe in the Constitution of the United States of America. I believe in freedom. I believe you should be allowed to do any damn thing you want to do as long as you ain't impeding on the freedom of somebody else. If I'm not hurting you, what's your problem? The Constitution guarantees us life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So as long as what you're doing is not infringing upon my life, my liberty, or my pursuit of happiness, I don't give a damn what you do. As consenting adults, I don't care. Not my business. Where it does become my business is when you involve children in it. Then, whole different issue. And that's a lot of the people don't understand about me. The truth of the matter is, the majority of the government is dirty. Both sides. Dirty as hell. They don't care about you. I know a lot of you live in la-la land in your heads and you believe that these people are great and they care about you and they want to help you. They don't give a damn about you. You are a sheep. That's all you are. You're a damn farm animal. Working on their farm. That's all it is. You are an asset. That's it. I'm no different than you. I'm not saying I'm here and you're here. Same thing, man. They don't give a damn about me. They don't give a damn about you. All they give a damn about is their own power. That's it. Their own power, their own money. They don't care about you. They're all a bunch of dirty bastards. So that's what I think about it. That's what I think about the UFO thing. That's what I think about why it's coming out now. And there's a lot more that's going to come out. I guarantee it. Because if this doesn't work to distract you, they will distract you with something else. That's what they do. Always keep that in mind. Stop sticking to these stupid ideologies, man. Stop being team blue, team red. Stop it. They all don't care about you. They're not on your team. In the Communist Manifesto, they call you useful idiots who will do what they're told. That's it. It's time for us to stop all the nonsense of bickering back and forth over these two sides and realize we're all human beings and we need to stand up for what's right and go against what's wrong. I don't care who you pull the lever for when you go in the voting booth. That's on you, man. I don't care who you choose to love. I don't care about what color you are. I don't care about any of that damn crap. We're all human beings. And there are evil-ass people out there doing evil-ass things. And there ain't no neutral. You're going to have to be on the side of right or the side of wrong. Period. That's what it's coming to, man. It's going to get there. And once again, I'm not talking politics, guys. This is not talking about this party's bad, this party's good, dude. This is talking about there's evil-ass people who are trying to hurt people and destroy our planet. And all of us. And the members of this evil-ass group of people come from both teams, guys. Both sides of the aisle. Pull your head out the sand. Look around. See that they're lying to you. Look at the damn evidence that I've already talked about tonight. All the times that they come out and say something and then we find out that they're full of crap. What are the odds that they were just wrong all those times, man? Really? All right, anyway, before I get into a rant and get in trouble, that's what I think about it. And I'm going to throw over to old boy and get his opinion. So, old boy, go ahead, brother.
So, what do I think about this show? Here we go, aliens again. There's a whistleblower who said that we've been hiding in the government that has come out. It's been on everywhere. They're talking about. Some places are just not making a big deal about it because there's, you know how they don't want us knowing the truth. So we all know that. So, my opinions I'll say in a minute, and what I think's going on is somebody, like I said, somebody in the government supposedly said they're whistleblowing, and they're saying that the government, and I think there's another one coming out too, another whistleblower. I don't know for a fact. I've been hearing rumors. That's just happened. I know there's one for sure saying the government knows that UFOs exist. We've got crafts we've captured a couple of them, and actually we've been working with them for a while. I don't know all the details. I've read a little bit about it on certain news stations, and it isn't independent ones. It's actually I've seen it on IGN. And it's a video game. They were talking about it. I've seen it on CNN and Fox. I've seen it on everywhere, ABC, online everywhere, and even on TikTok now. It's blowing up. So that's just my opinion. I'm not surprised. We've been talking about this forever. They've been lying. I don't know. I don't want to say lying. They're just not being honest about everything. And I get it. There's certain reasons you have to make sure people don't fucking lose their mind and get scared. And that's what people got to realize. 80 to 90% of people ain't going to know how to deal with this when they admit it. Because it's going to happen. There ain't going to be nothing we can do about it. It's going to come out. Or they're going to come here and say, hey, we've been here for years. They've been lying to you, and it's going to change everything, and shit's going to hit the fan. Literally. And people aren't going to know what to do. Things are going to be changed in our society, our religions, everything. I've already known this. Like I said, we're a giant stone in the ocean. And there's millions and millions and trillions of universes and planets out there. And we're not the only thing. And we're not top dog. We never were. But they pretended to make you guys feel that way, with the false security of being the only thing that runs everything in the world. Boy, if you think that, you're very wrong. Now, what I think's going on is this is going to keep happening. And eventually it's going to get drawn out, because I know there's news it was a big thing on the Daily Press about this in the LA Times, not the Daily Press, the LA Times, about how people are not talking about it. Some people don't want to talk about this because now it's becoming mainstream. They already admitted a year ago that possibility aliens exist. The government, up to 3 months ago, said that they ain't going to be surprised if there is. Because they're finally going to admit to it, guys. Like, there's no lying about it. There's too many videos, too much stuff coming out. Now there's people in the government who actually work in the government now, not people who are retired. This is actually somebody who works for the military or government or something. I don't know. And they're whistleblowing. So that means there's something coming up. It's probably give it about 6-7 months. Unless they try to bury it. But something else will come out. They won't be able to bury it forever. And I think people got to realize I think they're doing it to protect us, because, like I said, people ain't going to be able to handle this. This is all going to be changing everything. Everything you think you knew, it was wrong, probably. I know it's not going to come out right now. They're going to try to sweep it under the rug like they always do, but it's just going to keep happening, guys. Eventually, they're going to admit to it. And that will lead to other secrets that they hide. And that's a whole nother episode one day. Some people think aliens are not aliens, they're dimensional. Or they're demons. Or there's something else. Another universe. I believe they're just something from another planet. Or they might have been from another world or another time. I don't know anymore what they are. And I know there's more than one. The Greys, the reptilians, all of them. I know there's more than that too. Probably. They claim like 300 to 400 now, or at least 50. I know there's a whole bunch of them. And there's probably more than that. They don't even know. Even as highly advanced as they are, there's probably something bigger than them. There always is some bigger fish in the sea. And that's another thing. The ocean, only 10% of, not even that, I think it's like 8% we've checked out. There's like 92% of it. Still, we don't know what's going on. 93 or something. It's like 7%. It's not even lower than that. That's crazy. There might be something there. You don't know. They might just live in the ocean. We don't even know that. Down depths that we can't even get there. Or they live in the center of the earth, like some people think there's a universe there. Or they're living on the other side of the moon, like the dark side of the moon, like that song from Pink Floyd. But there's people who say that we saw them and we were told to stay off the moon, so we don't go there anymore on the other side. Could be from any other planet we don't even know of. Maybe they have so much, their technology so advanced they can make it disappear. We can't even see where they're at. Our government probably knows because they've talked to them. I know that. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. So what do I think? Oh, hell's gonna break loose soon. Chaos is. We're already in chaos, guys. Look what's been going on over the world. I'm just gonna say that. Something was going to happen one day. I believe in this karma, and I believe in evil and good, and there's different, but that's an opinion what's good and evil is. But I think that balance is everything, 50-50, and I think it's going a certain way away from that, and it's going to rebalance itself. And maybe this is what's going to rebalance everything. Put us in check that we're not kings of the world, the universe like we think we are. There's stuff bigger than us. There's always going to be. They don't tell us everything. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes there's another agenda. Sometimes it could be keeping us safe. Remember, they're running a war. Governments are running billions of people. You're always going to have their thoughts and opinions and their conspiracies and what they think's going on. And probably 90% of the time it isn't. It's just stuff they don't want us to know because, like they said, they'll lose control. Chaos everywhere. And we won't know how to deal with it. And I also know they're hiding stuff too, weapons, everything becomes that. That's always a big deal. You know how that guy is. It's always about money or weapons. We know we're not, some of us, I'm sorry to say, at least 60% of the world's not surprised. 70. Most people, I think, believe aliens exist or something exists that we don't know. And that's just I think that's about 70% of people in the world. All I'm going to say is things are going to get even more crazier. It's like we live in Stranger Things. Remember, like, show how everything's getting crazy. And there was an article I read that we were messing around with stuff in the 80s, and now we're in another dimension, or the 90s, I think it was 80s or 90s, and now that's why everything went crazy, and now we're in another dimension. This isn't our universe. Some of us got sucked in this brand new universe. And I'm like, you want to hear something? I'm going to tell you something about that. And I know it's getting off the subject, but it still has to do with paranormal. Right before the year 2000, remember how Y2K and all that stuff was going to happen? And it didn't. Right when it turned 12 o'clock, I was at work. I was doing security. I was 18, 19 years old, and I was having a cigarette. Oh, I remember I was in this place. I was working about 50 miles from home, about 45, 50. And it got real weird. It got real calm. And something told me things are going to change. I don't know why. And it has. Since the year 2000, things have got crazy. Actually, before that, 99. Insane stuff that's happening. Stuff happens, like people, everything's getting worse. No, it isn't. We got technology. We could see what's going on. Things have been going on forever. You're just seeing it now. Stuff people just got away with. And something like this weird fog came out of nowhere. And something told me in my mind, this is going to change everything. And the world has changed since then. It was really weird. Maybe something was telling me something. I don't know. I remember that. It still haunts me to this day. It's just the weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life. And that shit's crazy sometimes. You get some of that stuff, man. I think that has something to do with it, though. So it all intertwines to each other. Like I said, Stranger Things. And I think there's something going on. And I know, and it has nothing to do with biblical. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I know that's everybody's run to. And the funny thing is, every time something happens, that's all he said. And it never happens. And as soon as it does, something happens, and then 20 years later, something else will happen. I'm not trying to bring that up. I'm just saying, I just think that things are going to change and it's going to be forever. And I kind of have this feeling. I had the same feeling 23 years ago. And I have this feeling in the next 6, 7 months or even a year, things are going to change even more crazier than we ever thought. And I've been having this feeling for the last couple years. And now things are really, look at all happened. We survived a pandemic. Now they're saying aliens, and this has been going on for a while. Aliens are coming, and they're admitting it now. All these ghost sightings. Crazy things are coming, guys. Get ready. I wouldn't lie to you, know that. I love my audience. I want you guys to be safe. But you know what? Things have been getting out of hand. Chaos is just rampant right now. And things have to realign. It just happens that way. So I think a lot of crazy shit is coming. Just how it goes. Things have always changed on this planet. We had dinosaurs at one time, they're gone. We even had giants here, I believe that. We've had aliens here. We've always had things here that we can't explain. And they came from other planets, or they came somewhere. Other dimensions. Other places. Stuff we don't even know. I saw this guy, he said he went to bed, it was in the 90s, 92 or I think it was, and he woke up and he had gone to work and there was hardly any cars or anything. No one is on the street. It was real weird, dark. And he went to the Sears he was working with and it was closed. So he went in and he saw a paper that said he was missing. And it was like 2013, this paper. So he disappeared and came back, but at a different time. But what I was thinking is maybe when we die or we disappear, we get stuck in a limbo forever. Just like kind of like Stranger Things, but something chases you. Like, I do want to do back rooms. I always have wanted to do that. This inter-betweens everything, and one day we can do back rooms. What if everything we think about is starting to manifest? Maybe we just didn't think it was real, or we made it, or it's just the other universe is becoming itself. It just turns into something else. Like it's changed. Maybe we're a living, breathing. The universe is a living, breathing thing. Like it can just change itself at any time. A new theory that I have. Maybe that it changes itself. Or switches you somewhere else. Or it's a living everything. Kind of like God or whatever, but it's not good or evil. It can do both. But it's a living thing. And this is why we're dealing. I'm just saying this is a theory. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just different dimensions. Or we have different me. There's like 100 different me's, and I could be different ways. I could be a woman. I'm not saying that in theory. I could in another area, another dimension. I could be married. I am married now, but I could be single. That's what I mean. Sorry, not married. I could be single, or it could be like a dog, or like I am human right here, but like a dog figure. You know, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just throwing out ideas out there, guys. I know you guys are probably gonna laugh your asses off, but I'm just saying. You know, I'm throwing ideas out there for this. I'm trying to make people laugh because, fuck, we all need to laugh, guys. There's just so much shit that's been going on, and it's so good that I can actually do what we used to do. And express the way I really want to feel, because we always have to watch what we had to say, and I'm just gonna sit back and not laugh, but with the craziness that's coming, and it's not a crazy bad. I think it's gonna be all right, but I think you're gonna just see things that you never thought you were gonna see. And it's going to be a crazy time, but a fun time, but a bad time, and a good time too. They're going to be bad, good times all together. But I think we need a break. Really do. We've been going through a lot. And I think we need a break. And I'm talking about everyone. That being said, I'm going to give you the last couple minutes of what I think and what I think is going on. You can only lie for so long till the truth comes out. Remember that. And it doesn't matter how good you hide it. Eventually cracks are going to keep coming through. Like a dike, a water dike. Like, you know, the water hole, remember like the story when we're kids, like he put a finger in the water came from another hole, and he put another finger in, and the water came from another hole, and it just kept into it. He couldn't stop the leaks anymore. And that's what's happening. You can only lie for so long. The technology is getting too much to lie about anymore. We could prove it. They're just making us look stupid and trying to make us look like we're crazy and being dishonest and not telling the truth. And make people look like they're insane, or they're not telling the truth, or they're disingenuine, and that's wrong how you're handling this. I think you should just be honest. I think things would be a lot different, and yes, people are going to be shocked, but eventually we just be over honest. And I understand some things you're never going to be able to tell us, and I believe that, and there's reasons. We ain't going to be able to deal with it. But I think there's some things we just need to be honest about, if it's just can't hide it anymore. And fuck, man. Like I said, we've been through a lot. Look at the shit that we've been dealing with for the last 3 years. Staying in the house, trying to keep safe, hearing all kinds of conspiracy theories. And I'm just saying, we've been going through a lot for years. And it isn't just even before COVID. So it's time for us to just be honest. I know you don't care what I think. And you're probably not even going to watch the shows, the people I'm talking. But just think about it, man. Like, we have to start being honest sometimes. Can't lie about everything. People are not stupid anymore. There's just some people who just don't want to believe it, man. And you know what? You're going to have to start, finally. Because things are coming out. And it's about time. Because I think we need to be told the truth on some things. And I think this will... At first, it's going to be crazy, but after a couple years, I think we'll just go back on our ways. People are going to say, they're going to attack us. They wanted to do that. It would have been happened already. They've been coming here for hundreds and I think thousands of years. But there's already proof they've been here for at least 500 to 600, 700 years, even longer than that. I think it's about 1,000 or more. And so it's not like we're going to be able to stop them or anything. We don't have the technology to. I think we're involved with them, not certain different alien races. Some are bad, some are good, like I've said. And we're in some kind of a federation. And we just don't talk about it. And just too much stuff is coming out. We're getting too smart for our own good. And that's the problem. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm fucking happy I got to do this one. I know James is. Just so you know, we are going to be saying some stuff like, it's pretty R-rated now. The language, you know what? We've been holding back for years for you guys. We originally started the show, we just said what we wanted. And, things have changed. You have to be, say certain things, but it's easier when I don't have to fake what I mean. Or pretend or say something different and get it edited out. So, if this show offends you because we are swearing now and saying things that might offend people, we are giving you a heads up now. So, you won't be so shocked. Things change. There you go, brother. That's what I think. I hope you liked what I had to say, guys. And you too, James. There you go, brother. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I know it's different now because we got permission that we can actually be the way we want to. There's just some things we can't, you still can't talk about. Politics and stuff like that, we're not going to ever talk about that. So, just so people do know, if you do get offended, just so we know, we're not trying to do that. We're just very open people. And that's how me and James are. So I hope you guys enjoy Staring into the Abyss on Parax Radio every Sunday nights at 12 a.m., 9 Pacific at night. And technically the morning, and the Best Of show on Tuesday nights, 5 and 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, sorry. You guys want merchandise? James will tell you where to go. You guys want to follow us on YouTube? Subscribe on James Hershey's YouTube page. A lot of big things are coming, guys, sooner than later. So I just want to let you know that. It's already June, guys. Sorry, we haven't done a show for about a week. There was stuff going on last week and the week before. I think it's been 2 weeks, actually, since we did a show. This stuff happens, life. So keep listening to us. We love doing the show for you. Now it's going to be even more adult content now. So just remember that. I'm giving you guys a warning. We love you. Blessed be sugar ladies, monster liver, demon hunters, and motherfuckers. You have a good night. See you later, and blessed be.
Thank you, brother. And just a real quick note before I go into the ending of the show. We have done an episode on backrooms. I don't think old boy remembers because we've done, 300 or so episodes of Staring. We've done a lot. So he probably doesn't remember that we did it, but we did do backrooms already. It is on the YouTube channel. If you would like to watch it, you can go there and check it out. Segue to shameless plugs. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/James Hershey Jr. That's where everything is. Every episode of Staring, including the episode on backrooms that I was just talking about. It's all there. Every episode of Tales from the Abyss, the TV show that we do, all there. Every episode of Paranormal News, all there. Plus a lot of other videos, man. I do survival stuff and prepping stuff, and I'm one of those guys. You know what I mean? So you'll get a lot of good information on the channel about paranormal, about all kinds of like occult type, horror type subjects, and news, and all kinds of stuff. It's a really good channel. A lot of cool stuff there. Thousands of videos for you to watch. Totally free. So what the hell? Why not? Go check it out. Subscribe, like, all that jazz. Thank you very much. The merchandise store, if you want Staring gear or you want Tales gear or whatever, all of that is at the merchandise store. You can find the link to that in the description of every single YouTube video. So if you go to youtube.com/James Hershey Jr., shameless plug, numero dos, you can find that link. Click on over there. The prices are good. The quality is good. And that's all there is to it. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for watching. See, some of y'all were worried when old boy started out in his brash way and throwing F-bomb out that, oh my God, Staring's uncensored now, so it's going to be horrible. Not that bad. Not that bad. A couple bad words. You'll live. It's okay. I don't think I cursed once, did I? Maybe once? I don't know. I don't curse a whole lot in my normal life, so, you know, you're not going to hear a lot of it from me. You might catch every once in a while one might slip on out of there, because I am a redneck after all, and we got a certain way of talking. But nothing too bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something. Down in the comment box when this thing hits YouTube, let us know what you think. Do you believe aliens exist? Do you believe that we have a government program that retrieves, crash alien vessels and the aliens themselves? Do you believe that exists? Do you believe that we've been doing this since the 40s? Do you believe that they have crashed UFOs and aliens from another planet? Do you believe that? Or do you think it's all BS? Do you know what they're trying to distract you from? I know what they're trying to distract you from. I'm not allowed to tell you what they're trying to distract you from. Much like that whistleblower. Maybe he would get banned too if he did. Maybe that's why he did it. Because he didn't want to get in trouble and get his show canceled. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm certainly not allowed to tell you anymore. But I think you know. I think you know. You're not dumb. If you watch this show, you're not stupid people. You're pretty smart people, actually, because some of the stuff we talk about on this show is pretty damn sciencey and pretty heady. So if you're an idiot, you probably don't watch this show, be honest with you. Because you couldn't even understand some of the stuff we talk about if you're stupid. So y'all aren't dumb. Y'all can figure it out. I know you can. Now, you can leave it down there in the comments to help out the stupid people that are watching that don't know. You could, right down there, underneath the video, you could type it in and let everybody know what it is. I can't. Not allowed. Handcuffs. In trouble. You can. So let me know. Let them know. Let somebody know. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one. Till we speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you. And so do I. Bye-bye.